Hello guys, it's Santana here, School Director of Supreme Welding Academy, and we are back with another great exclusive welding video. And today guys, we're going to be doing combo welding on a 5-inch pipe, only here in Arc Attic. Okay guys, just to give you a little rundown on what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be using 70S6 filler rod, we're going to be using a 1/8 tungsten, we're going to be using our monster tick rig. And we're going to be doing some dirty carbon today on a 5-inch pipe, okay? We're going to be doing combo welding. We're going to be doing the root with 70S6, and we're going to fill it up and cap it out with 7018. All right, guys, we're going to be using a 3/16 gap for this time. That's what I prefer. That's what I always been comfortable with. I always get down with that 3/16 gap, nothing below that. If I use a 5/32 gap, it's gonna tend to close down on me. So that's why I give it a 3/16 gap. And right now, we're gonna go ahead and tack it up. We're gonna be giving it a tack at 6 and 12 o'clock. And my boy Cesar is gonna be in charge of the arc shots. See you in a minute. We're ready to tack this pipe up. It's a 5-inch schedule 80. We're gonna be using a 3/16 gap with 70S6 filler rod. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready to tack it at 6 and 12 o'clock.
Perfect.
Okay guys, we got our pipe tacked up on a 6G position, but before we actually go ahead and start welding, there's a couple of things that you guys gotta take in consideration before you actually get to the welding part. First one, guys, is you gotta check your gaps. Okay, you gotta check which gap is bigger, which gap is tighter. Obviously, you're gonna start on the one that's more wider. Okay, you're gonna tend to start on the one that's actually more wider, so the one that's actually tight can actually pull once you're welding it. Okay. Another thing is don't go and weld it all the way out. Okay, we're gonna quarter it down. We're gonna go from 6 to 9 and from 6 to 3, and then we're gonna go from 9 to 12 and from 3 to 12. Number 3, to go ahead and feather down your tacks. It's very important that you feather down your tacks. That way you get a good tie-in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and grind the tacks down. It's very important when you're grinding your tacks, guys. You gotta make sure that you leave it feathered down till it looks bluish. So it looks bluish on the edge of the tack. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start out the welding procedure. We're actually gonna go ahead and start on our right side. It was the gap. On the right side, it was more wider. So we're gonna start out with the wider side, which is the right side. And for my root, guys, I really don't like to walk it. You know, I like to do freehand all the way out. It tends to be quicker for me, more control, okay? And it's very important, guys, to all of y'all out there that are trying to learn heliarc or whatever the case might be. It's very important that you guys learn how to freehand, because out there in the field, guys, you're not gonna be able to walk it most of the time. So if you're out there practicing wherever you're at, make sure you get some hands-on practice on some freehand action, okay? It's very, very important, guys, okay? So let's go ahead and get this started. I got my argon flowing. Let's do it. Okay, guys, for my root, I'm gonna be running at 105 amps. I'm gonna be using a Miller Max Star 200, and again, with 70S6 filler rod. When you're doing freehand, make sure you got your tungsten sticking out quite a bit so you can reach in that bevel, guys, okay? It's very important. Let's do it, Cesar. Okay guys, we already went ahead and did my right side from 6 to 3 o'clock, and right now what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be going from 6 to 9, and I'm going to show you guys what's the position that you guys need to do whenever it gets to a 6G position with a long pipe. Okay, so first of all guys, what I like to do personally, on this side, obviously I went ahead and did it like this, okay, because I was barely starting, my torch was not too hot. But once it gets to this side, what I like to do is I actually like to grab a foam handle, something like this, okay? Do not wrap your whole fingers around it. It's gonna just make it harder for you to actually freehand it. So what I do is I kind of do something like this, okay? Once I got everything set up, this is the position that I actually take right here, okay? And right now we're actually gonna get a little arc shot from the inside. That way you guys can see how my rod is maneuvering once I'm back feeding. Okay, ready to that? Okay guys, as you can see, I'm starting way behind. I actually grind my tacks. Whenever you see that metal melt down like right there, that's when you actually start feeding down on your rod. And make sure guys that that you're feeding your rod continuously, okay? Try not to take it out of the puddle and dip it back in. You know, if you're looking for that perfect root, smooth looking root, you have to keep that rod pushing continuously. Okay guys, so we got half of our bottom part done. I'm gonna show you guys what it's looking like. Coming out real good guys, real good. You gotta make sure you get that penetration inside. Let me see if I can get a it's looking real good guys, okay? You got to make sure you burn all your walls down guys. It's very important that you take your time on the bottom part. I suggest you guys, man, if you're taking a test out there, wherever you're at home practicing, make sure guys you take your time on it. It's very important that you take your time on it. Unless you've been practicing for a minute now and you want to go quicker, then you could run your root at 120 amps. You can maybe try it at 120 amps. But right now we're doing this video for beginners, so we got a root at 105. Usually when you're running your root at a high temperature like 120, 130 amps, and you're out there in the field, you don't have to grind, okay? You could just start it and heat it up and then feed your rod down, okay? But right now, since we're actually trying to take our time, we're trying to get the best weld for our video, we're actually gonna go ahead and grind our stops out, and we're gonna feather them down nice and smooth. And like I said guys, if you're out there in the field running at 130 amps, 120 amps on your root, you don't have to grind, okay? Just heat up that puddle and feed that rod in. As you're getting close to your tie-in, as you can see, I'm doing a drop by drop method, okay? I tend to do this a lot when I'm getting close to my tie-in, so I can ensure that my tie-ins are actually tying in like they should. I take my time and I stay there, let it heat up, and then I add a drop. So it's very important for you to tie in so you won't bust your x-ray. Okay guys, we went ahead and finished our root pass. this is what the QC is looking for, guys. Okay, whenever you present your root to the QC, you gotta make sure you got a good wedding band root all the way around. You gotta make sure you're tightened good. You want that 1/8 penetration all the way around, guys. Okay, make sure you don't got no flat spots, no bumpy spots. Whenever you present it, you gotta make it look real nice and slick. Okay, that's what's gonna get you onto the next part. And you know, once you get a good root pass, that's a goal, man. That's a goal. You got that money in your hands. Okay, guys, we went ahead and finished out our root pass. It came out good, excellent. What we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna grind out, clean it up for a hot pass. Make sure we don't got no trash in there. And we're gonna be running our hot pass at 145 amps. Okay. And one thing, guys, make sure you don't spend too much time in the middle. You're gonna get sucked back, and it doesn't matter if you have a nice root inside. If you hit that hot pass and you stay there too long in the middle, you're gonna get sucked back, and that's a busted test. Okay, you don't want that. You don't want that. So we're gonna go ahead and grind this out, get it out the way, and then we're gonna go ahead and fill it up and cap it with 7018. Get it done, guys. We're gonna go ahead and hit that hot pass, and again we're gonna be running at 145 amps. One thing you guys gotta write down in your notes, very important, guys. Whenever you're in a 6G position, it's very important that you keep your rod on the top side of the bevel. Okay, you don't want that weld to come out dripping down to the bottom. You want it even in the middle, and for that, guys, you gotta make sure you got your rod on the top side, okay? Especially on the 6G position, okay? Once you're on 5G, whatever the case might be, you can leave it in the middle, or in a 2G position, man, the same thing. You gotta keep your rod on the top side, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and hit this right side, and Cesar, he's gonna provide you guys with the arc shot. Alright, guys, so we went ahead and did this hot pass. Came out really slick. Just if you want to get a little view right here of what our hot pass is looking like. It's on there nice and smooth, guys. Nice colors all the way around. And too bad I'm not gonna do this one on TIG all the way out. But next video, guys, man, make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna show you guys how to get some good colors on your caps. Okay, so for next side, same exact thing, guys, same process. Obviously it's gonna be a different position. The way you're gonna be positioning your body is gonna be a little bit different, but as far as the rod wise, burning wise, it's gonna be the same thing, 145 amps. And same thing, guys, we're gonna have a rod on our top side of the bevel, on the top bevel. And for this, there's different techniques, guys. You could grab your torch like this and hit it down like that, boom, like that. Or you could just stand up like this and bring it down like that. That way you won't have to be on your knees or nothing like that. But if you can't do that, then you can always just get on your knee and hit it like this, like that. Okay, but if you're a big boy, just go ahead and grab it on like this. You don't have to kneel down a lot, and just go ahead and go something like this, guys. Okay. Okay guys, so the motion that I'm actually gonna be doing for my 7018 rod is I call it the lightning bolt motion. Okay, it's something similar to a lightning bolt, but we're gonna be dragging it at the same time. So it's something like this: go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, you gotta take your time on 7018, guys. Don't try to rush it. You gotta let the puddle spread out. So whenever you're burning 7018 rod, man, make sure you watch that puddle spread out. If you're moving too fast, it's gonna come out ugly. So make sure when you're burning it at a good temperature. Make sure you can't run 7018 lower than 90 amps. If you do, you're gonna get porosity. Okay, 7018, you gotta burn it at a high temperature from 90 to 95 amps. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did my first filler pass with 7018. Remember, we're gonna be throwing a double pass. We're gonna throw one in the bottom bevel, and then we're gonna throw one in the top bevel. Okay. Now for the restart, guys, it's very important that you have an idea kind of on how to restart it. It's not just starting there and going there. Okay. You have to repeat the same process. You have to start on top and bring it down, burn all that porosity, and then start again. Now, the trick to start again, what I tell my students is basically a backward 6. Okay, usually a 6 is like this, but when you're gonna restart it, it's gonna be like a backward 6. You're gonna start on your right, you're gonna bring it down, and then do that 6 loop right there. Boom. Once you do that loop, you just keep going side to side again. Now, guys, the angle of my rod, I kind of just like to twist it towards me, and then I bring it down. Okay. Something like this. When I have it like this, it tends to give me that angle that I need when I'm going up. Okay, remember, as you're going up, don't keep your rod like this. You're gonna trap the slag and you're gonna fail that x-ray if you run it like this. You gotta run with how the pipe is going. Okay, like this. And remember, on the 6G position, you're gonna have it kind of facing upwards like this. So now that I did this side, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this side, guys. Remember, don't weld it all the way out. The pipe might warp on you or whatever the case might be. But when we're starting on this side, guys, we're gonna repeat the same thing, a backward 6. We're gonna start on top and drag it to the bottom to burn that porosity. And the position that I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do something like this. So I'm gonna put my my left leg back, and then I'm gonna grab my torch something like this. Something like that. Okay, now it's very important that when you're doing this, you don't wrap your whole hand around it. You're just gonna lock yourself in place. So what I do, I kind of 2-finger grab it, and I kind of just do something like this, just to keep me steady all the way out. Okay guys, now as you can see right here, I didn't remove my slag from my previous bead, and I suggest guys you just go ahead and get rid of the slag. Once you are finished done with the whole bead, then you go ahead and grind it off. Okay guys, so for our top bead, it's gonna be really easy. All you gotta do is kind of just drag it up, let the powder spread out itself. What I like to do, I just let it do its movement, man. I just kind of just drag it up and just watch that powder, make sure you're spreading out, burning those walls, and just take it like that all the way out, guys. Okay. Okay guys, so we got our pipe flush and smooth out. Now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cap it. We're gonna try to do a 2 bead cap, but if we tend to get some undercut, we're gonna go ahead and go for that 3 bead cap. Before we actually cap it, we're gonna let it cool down. Okay, it's important to let it cool down. That way you won't catch no undercut, so you can come out nice and clean. And man, it's a hot day today, guys, man. Shout out to all the welders out there working every day, man. Shout out to all the students and whatever school you may be at, man. Good luck in your journey as a welder, man. Being a welder is not something easy. You have to do a lot of dedication, guys, and my respects to all the welders out there, man, for sure. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on my cap. I already let it cool down. Make sure it's at a good temperature where you're able to touch it with your hands and you don't get hot. So once you got it nice and flush, we're gonna cap it out, and the movement that I'm doing is actually the same thing like I told you guys earlier. We're gonna start and we're gonna go up and down, lightning bolt motion. Okay, lightning bolt motion, but at the same time I'm just dragging it out. Another important thing, guys, the edge of your bevel, make sure that when you're filling it up you don't eat it. Okay, don't eat that little bevel, because that's gonna be guiding you when you get to capping. If you want a good straight cap, that's what you're gonna have to follow, that bevel. So it's very important that you don't eat it once you're on your filling process. guys another great tutorial from your Santana here at SWA. I hope this video helps some of you out there practicing at school, wherever you guys might be at. I hope this video helped you out, and again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time.
Models popping bottles.